Hi YouTube, this is 910 Gecko Gal. Wanted to just show you how I get my Dubia roaches, or some people, depending on where you're from, dubias roaches prepared for my geckos and teas. How I separate them. Not really how I separate, but just how I group them. I guess that's a better word for it. This is my breeder bin. I don't feed out of here at all. I take I just have the water and the food there, just like any other. I mean, there's nothing special about the way I do this, just like everybody else. And what I have here are just my babies and my adults. Um, there's a lot of babies. I don't know if you can see those or not. Let's see if I can get it, zoom in some. Maybe able to see a little better there. Um, there are like tons of babies in there. See that? Those are all baby clusters. Back, all babies in there. Um, and the babies, though, each one of these are filled with babies. They're just all filled with babies. So, and I mean, this is the most babies I've ever had. Um, and they're all the same. So, okay, so that's that. So this is where they start at. And I'm not gonna, right now I have enough to the side and separated that I don't need to take anything from here, and I won't. So that's that. One thing that I wanted to add though is the most important thing with the dubias is going to be your heat, and I keep them in kind of a cool room because now we're cooling down. It's 70 degrees right now in here on the cool side, and I use I only use one heat mat, and I use that on the bottom. I don't use any thermostat with it at all, but I do have it seated on a non-flammable surface. And so the hot side is 123, and it is the truth with dubias that heat just makes them just go crazy. They just explode. So I mean, not literally explode, but I mean as far as breeding goes. And this right here, if you can see how dusty looking this one is, this is how they look just before it molts. It'll look kind of grayed out like that. So these are 24 quart Sterilite containers high, and this is what I keep. This is where I keep my dubias before I feed them. I'll take some of the babies. I just lift up the carton out the breeder tank, and I'll just scoop out some of the babies. And all of these started out little babies, but I have them on heat to grow them. Now I see that they're getting too big. I'm going to have to take them off the heat. And they got this big really quick. They went from, like, all of them would fit in just two of these cups, two of these here, and that was about maybe 3 weeks ago, and they've already gotten this big. So they have to come off the heat because this is as big as my geckos can take. Well, they probably could take larger, but I don't give them larger. So, I put them in here whenever they're really, really little and just let them grow. I just take some, and that's enough. I'm probably not going to take anything out my feeder bin for quite a while. And then over here, this is my feeder bin. My feeder bin gets the very best of food because from here I feed my geckos and I feed my tarantulas. So these are the size that I need right here. These are exactly the size that I use, the only size I need. And so they have not been on heat. Believe it or not, these in the other container were teeny tiny babies, and these were about this size, just a little bit smaller than this. And these, as you see in the other container, because they've been on heat, have pretty much caught up with the same size as these. They're pretty much the same size now. So yeah, so whenever you get to the size that you need, just make sure that you take them off heat, because if you don't, they will continue to grow. Then they'll be breeding, and you always want a steady supply of the size that you need. So, and so that was it. So I guess my whole point in doing this video was to let you know that the way I do, the way I raise my dubias, I think I give them such high quality food. I put so much into it that only what's going in here, my feeder bin, that's going to be fed out soon, gets the very best I have. These other two, this one where the little babies are, which now think I'm just going to put those back in the breeder tank now because they've just gotten too big. I won't be able to go through these before those are breeding. So and just take some little babies out of my breeder and start them in here again. In fact, I guess I'll do that today. So, but that's one way to save money. I just give them the chick mash, chick layer mash, the crumbles or the pellets, and I mix cat food with it because it's 39% protein in the cat food, and I give them water crystals only for the breeders and the ones that are going in waiting to be feeders. So, but the ones that are feeders, like I said, get the very best. They get the calcium, they get the fish flakes, they get the vitamins, the gecko vitamins, they get the osteoform, they get the works, and that's because these are about to these are about to be fed. So that's it. So that's just how I do it. Is one way. If you don't want to have to, first of all, go broke feeding a huge colony, the best of the best, but at the same time, you want to make sure what you do feed does get the best of the best. This is the way I do it. Hope it helps. Have a great day, YouTube.